So this week I'm taking a break from my typical review format to talk about some shows that are currently airing. It's been a few weeks since the winter season has started and I've been able to sample a handful of shows. Now these recommendations are based on the quality of the show so far, so there's a chance that, well, they may suck after the first few weeks. It's also important to note that I haven't been able to watch everything, so your favorite show might not be covered by this piece. By all accounts, Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju, try saying that again, is an amazing show. I just haven't had the time to check it out yet. With that said, here are some of my recommendations for this current anime season. Gate and Kiyomi Monogatari. I'm categorizing these two into the same section because they're not really new for this season. Gate is a continuation from the fall season, while Kiyomi Monogatari is a collection of side stories from the Monogatari series. So there isn't really anything new to say about these two. If you enjoyed either of these series, then you'll enjoy these continuations. Just note in the case of Gate, the storylines have matured quite a lot, especially compared to the first season, and Kiyomi Monogatari is just a collection of side stories that doesn't possess the same gravitas as the Monogatari series proper, but is great if you love the characters of the series. Okana 4 Rhythm Across the Blue. 4 Rhythm Across the Blue is my guilty pleasure of this season. It is a fairly average show in some respects, but manages to be highly entertaining. The story involves anti-gravity footwear that allows people to fly. Naturally, a sport called flying circus emerges from this development, and the show follows high school students as they join their school's flying circus team. The characters are fairly one-dimensional, but the draw of the series is its beautiful animation. The flying circus scenes are animated perfectly, and I actually enjoy the 3D animation quite well in these scenes. It surprisingly fits. So this anime lacks the depth of the others on the list, but it's very enjoyable in its own way and it's worth checking out. Grimoire of Fantasy and Ash. Grimoire of Fantasy and Ash is the perennial Sword Art Online clone. There's pretty much one of these in every single season now, but this show manages to circumvent the burdens of that categorization. Yes, the main characters are trapped in a fantasy world with the potential of a very real death. However, this show is slower paced with more of a focus on the characters. It addresses just how someone would deal with being thrust into this situation where you have to kill or be killed. Given this mentality, it's no surprise that the show is actually pretty heavy at times. Now, the animation for the show can only be described as, well, beautiful. It's like watching a moving watercolor painting. It's one of the most aesthetically pleasing shows that I've watched, especially this season. The watercolor motif makes every frame of the show absolutely beautiful. So far, the animation quality has not seen a single dip, and given the story and animation, Grimoire is looking to be one of the better shows of the season. Erased. Now I'm going to start this off by saying everyone should be watching Erased. It has the potential to be the best show of the season. The show features a main protagonist with the ability to go back in time, usually to prevent some sort of tragedy. He witnesses the aftermath of a murder and finds that he has traveled back in time to when he was in elementary school. The murder had something to do with a series of disappearances that happened when he was just a kid. So the show is basically a murder mystery with a time travel element. It reminds me a lot of the game Life is Strange, which is a great thing. Every episode thus far has been a series of twists and turns as the protagonist struggles to change the future and solve this case. It's also interesting to see how he deals with being a child again, as he notices that his memory did lapse quite a bit into adulthood, skewing his perception on what actually happened. So far, Erase has been an absolute visual masterpiece. The animation is amazing and stylized with a cinematic look as well. It really feels like an anime movie that's just been cut into 24-minute parts. And judging by the quality so far, I absolutely cannot wait to see how this story plays out. This is the rare show that makes me impatient as the week goes on. Thursday can't come fast enough so I can get my fix of Erased. You can check out Gate, 4 Rhythm Across the Blue, and Erased on Crunchyroll. Grimoire of Fantasy and Ash is available from Funimation, and Kiyomi Monogatari might prove difficult to find as the series is currently being released on a Japanese phone app. If you enjoy the Monogatari series immensely, then it is worth to go the extra step to watch this series. As for this season, I will check out Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju and Myriad Colors Phantom World. Now, I know that last one hasn't been getting the most rave reviews, but people have been liking it, so I'll check it out. I'll be back next week for a review of Kekkai Sensen. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.